Some say Chinese is one of the most difficult languages in the world, and learning it is almost impossible.
So learning Chinese, the most difficult thing.
非常非常非常非常非常难
So I'm sort of tone deaf. I can't really hear them.
I think the cultural mindset is the biggest complication for
The
us.
grammar.
知吃思诗都很难
It's just complicated so much.
Only because you're not learning it in the right way. Why not try Takeaway Chinese, where you can take some Chinese away and experience progress day by day. Takeaway Chinese, we will promise you a difference.
你好，欢迎收听随行汉语 Welcome to Takeaway Chinese. I'm Niuniu Honglin. Joining me today, the athletic and artsy Tony Reed. Hi, Tony.
Hey, Honglin. Pleasure to be here again to learn some more Chinese.
And today's topic, I gotta say, is very, very practical. I believe after today's conversation, or learning the conversation of this episode, you would be able to travel more often in China and be able to, do that without the help of a Chinese native.
Or Baidu translation.
Yeah,
right,
that
on the
too,
phone.
that too.
That's my best friend these days.
I gotta ask, do you like traveling?
Of course, who doesn't love traveling? I mean, unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to do it recently because of the pandemic, but
Sure.
I'm looking forward to getting back into some planes and going to some places. My only thing is when I get to the airport, I never know how to talk to the gate agents in Chinese, so I have to pull out my Baidu translation, but hopefully after today, you can kind of teach me a little bit on how to talk to them in the right way.
I can put some sentences under your belt so that when you are in an airport, you would be able to, run all the errands yourself.
Okay, well, we'll see.
All right, so for our dear listeners, if you're interested in Chinese culture, particularly traveling in China perhaps, and you want to get to grips with the Chinese language, then this is the show for you. Stick with us for 30 minutes and you soon see the rewards. And for more fun Chinese learning, follow our Facebook page, CRI Learn Chinese, to watch many fun videos and live streams. But now, let's provide you with some free Chinese for takeaway. 你好，欢迎乘坐中国国际航空公司的航班，请出示机票和护照。好的，给你。请问你有行李要托运吗？没有，我只有一件随身行李。好的，这是您的登机牌。您的航班将在半小时后开始登机，祝您旅途愉快。
Very useful conversation. I think this is probably vocabulary and phrases that are used when you go to the airport.
Exactly. I don't think this conversation is particularly hard in terms of grammar and perhaps certain usage of words. But the vocabulary here are mostly, nouns and kind of like airplane jargons. Not so much as jargons. It's more like the vocabulary you're going to need in an airport. So supposed to be easy, just needs a little bit more practice. Perhaps I would suggest our dear listeners to listen to it several times until you grasp and remember and be able to use all the sentences, all the vocabularies.
Especially that last sentence.
Very useful.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's break it down word by word. 你好，欢迎乘坐中国国际航空公司的航班，请出示机票和护照。
So this is, you said that really fast, like someone that would say it at the airport.
Exactly, and I use the airport kind of voice.
All right, so that was, hello, welcome to the flight of Air China. Please show me your ticket and passport. So I'm going to attempt this here. So, 你好, this is hello. 欢迎 this is welcome.
Welcome,
right?
欢迎. You say 欢迎光临. So welcome to our place.
Right.
光临 is a very polite yet very common way of saying come in here. So 欢迎光临 is basically a set phrase when you're entering a shop, entering a mall, entering a restaurant. If there is someone standing in front of the door welcoming you, they would mostly say 欢迎光临.
Right. It's so hard for me to say, actually. I have to practice that.
Oh, you don't have to say that. You can just gracefully say 谢谢. Thank you. And then you go in pretending that you understand each and everything.
But the student in me wants to know how to pronounce it because
yes.
I hear it everywhere I go and I'm like, what exactly are they saying?
Okay, so 欢迎光临.
欢迎光临.
Yes, that's the very articulate version. Actually, what you're gonna hear is 欢迎光临.
Yeah, like that.
欢迎光临.
Yeah.
Something like that,
Pretty
very
much.
fast.
And then we have 乘坐. So this is ride.
Yes, actually 乘坐, 坐 carries the meaning of sit. We know that. Sit down. 乘坐 is like for example, 骑乘 would be riding a horse. So 乘坐 would be the passenger of a certain vehicle.
Okay.
So if you're driving the car, you cannot say 乘坐汽车. But if you're in a car, someone else is driving it, you say 乘坐汽车. So 乘坐 basically means to be the passenger of something.
Okay. And then we have 中国, which is China. 国际, which is international.
Yep.
And then we have 航空公司.
航空公司.
So this is like aviation company,
yes.
right?
So if you guys want to know the complete name of Air China, it will be 中国国际航空公司. So 中国, China, 国际, international, 航空公司, aviation company.
Oh, wow. It's so much longer in Chinese. Air China is so easy.
Well, I think Air China just really wanted to cover all the bases. It's traveling in China, 中国. It's traveling overseas, 国际. It's on air, 航空. It's a company, 公司.
Yeah. Seriously. And then we have so 航空公司的航班.
航班.
So 航班 here is that flight?
It is flight.
Okay.
And it is talking about, again, I think it's you use this a lot in traveling scenario or in an airport. 航班 is also kind of official. It's talking about a plane, but it's not 飞机, it's not the plane itself. It's just each and every ride of the plane you can take.
Yeah, flight.
Flight.
Yeah, more or less. And then the next word we have is 请出示.
请出示. We know 请 is please.
Right.
And 出示.
出示. This is like like showing or
like show. So 出示 would be 出 we know carries the meaning of out. 示 is 显示 show. So you should take out your passport and let me take a look at it.
Show me your
passport. Show me your passport. Here in English, when you say show me, in Chinese you say 请出示. Please take it out and show.
出示. And then 机票.
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 You see the I over there, 票, 机票.
Yeah. 机票. This is like a ticket of some sort, right?
Yes. 机票 is precisely a plane ticket.
Okay.
So 票 we know is ticket.
It's ticket, yeah.
And the 机 is 飞机, short for 飞机. Don't say 飞票. Don't say flying ticket. It's not that. It's a plane ticket. So
Okay.
机票. If you're thinking about 车票, that'll be a car ticket. Or 公交车票, a bus ticket. 地铁票, metro ticket.
Yeah.
Or 饭票.
饭票.
You don't know that one because it's an ancient thing. It's food ticket.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it was very useful back in, I would say, 30, even 50 years ago in China.
Okay.
You cannot really buy things as much as you want. You need to have a ticket showing your ratio. So that
so the
you
ration.
Yes,
food,
you
huh?
have a certain ration, certain portion of food you can buy. And food ticket, 饭票.
饭票. Okay, yeah, my mind was spinning there. I was like, 饭票. 吃饭, right?
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
So ancient thing.
So lastly, we have 和护照.
Yes.
So earlier we were talking about 机票. This is ticket, and
Yep.
then 和 is and then 护照is passport.
护照 passport.
护照.
Yes. So if you're thinking about passport, 护照. If you're thinking about visa.
Ooh, what is that?
签证.
签证.
签 carries the meaning of 签名, 签字, so sign something. And 证 is a 证件, certificate.
Okay.
So the certificate, you need people to sign on it to give you permission and to update several years or once several years. That'll be a 签证 visa. 签证.
Okay.
Okay, so
but most people know visa.
Most people know visa, yeah. You can just say visa. So, 您好，欢迎乘坐中国国际航空公司的航班，请出示机票和护照。好的，给你。
So this is okay. Here you go. So 好的 is normally like okay.
Okay,
that's
sure.
Good.
Hear it.
And then 给你 is give you.
Yeah.
Exactly, right?
给你 give you. In Chinese, we don't really say here you are or here is it. Oh, we do say here is it. You can say 在这儿.
Oh, here it is.
At this. So it's at this place. 在这儿. But in Chinese, I think normally you would say 给你 give you. It's not impolite at all. It's completely acceptable in all scenarios. You can just say 给你 here you are.
Oh, okay. So 给我 how about this?
Yeah, that
给我
would be something you say to your close friends.
So that one's not very polite, huh?
Not. Well, let's say if you're in a high-end dinner party talking to the ambassador of Australia, you don't want to say 给我, give it to me.
Nah, okay.
But to your friends, to your colleagues,
Well, I guess it's the
totally
same in
works.
English. We wouldn't say give it to me.
No.
That's something you say to your kids or someone that you're annoyed with that you're close to.
Yes. And then, 请问你有行李要托运吗?
This is, do you have any luggage to check? Yeah, I try not to check any luggage.
Because you don't want to say that sentence?
Because it's extra money.
Oh, yeah.
So, 请问, so, 请问 here is, I feel like I've heard this. It's like excuse me or...
It's a little bit like excuse me, but 请 we know is please. When is ask. So it's the excuse me you use when you want to ask a question. So may I ask?
Okay.
It's a little bit like that. 请问.
Okay, so and then so 请问你有 so do you have or may I ask if you have?
Yep.
行李 so 行李 is luggage.
Luggage.
And then so 要 here is like want, right?
Yes.
And then so 托运.
托运.
This is like like check it. Do you want to check it?
Yes. 托运. Well, I think literally 托 is to drag along and 运 is to ship.
Okay.
运输 transport. So the things that you want to drag along behind you, not directly with you, would be the kind of luggage you want to put back in the cargo area of the plane. Hence, you check it, right? So 托运.
要托运 so do you like want to check?
Yes. So 托运 would be the luggage you allow the staff of the airplane to take for you.
To throw into the cargo hold, yeah. I used to do that job, so we used to throw the bags.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
If I have a sticker on it saying, please be gentle and nice to my luggage, would you be nice and gentle to it? Or would you just ignore that?
Depends on how much time I have to load the plane. If we're behind schedule, nah, it's getting tossed.
If I say, thank you so much, you're so very handsome, please be nice to me, a sticker on that, how about that? How far should I go in order for the staff to be nicer to my
tough.
luggage?
Even if you put fragile stickers all over the bag, like overkill, the guys would probably look at that and laugh and be like, wow, they really don't want us to break it, and they'll throw it anyway just because.
Why are you being mean to the luggage?
It's not all the guys, but you just sometimes
It happens.
You have people who have a rotten sense of humor and they'll do that.
Rotten sense of humor. I like that.
So you just have to make sure you wrap everything with bubble wrap or clothes or whatever, towels, and make sure that it can survive a beating.
That is a good tip.
That's why they call us throwers.
托运行李啊. So on the contrary to 托运行李, we would have 随身行李 in the next sentence. 没有，我只有一件随身行李.
No, I only have one piece of carry-on luggage.
Yeah.
So mayo means I don't have it, or I don't have any.
Yep.
And then 我只有. So 只有 is only.
Only have.
And then 一件 here is one piece. And 一 meaning one, and then 件 is the measure word, right?
Yes. 件 is a very common measure word, I feel like. Here you translate it as a piece. But for example, 一件衣服, one clothes. Or
one item of clothing.
One item of clothing. So yeah, the translation totally depends on the noun.
Okay. And then lastly, we have 随身行李.
Yep.
So this is like a carry-on.
Carry-on. So 随 is, we know, 跟随, so alongside. And 身体, body. So
Right.
the luggage rather
It's
closer
attached to your body.
Attached to your body would be a 随身行李 is a luggage. So carry on.
Okay.
好的，这是您的登机牌，您的航班将在半小时后开始登机，祝您旅途愉快。
Wow. That was okay. Here is your boarding pass. Your flight will start boarding in half an hour. Have a nice trip. So, okay, let's see if I can get through this. 好的 is okay. 只是 is this. 您的 this is your. And then 登机牌. So 登机牌 is, in this case, is boarding pass.
Boarding pass. Actually, we know 登 is get on board. So 登船 get on board a ship. 登机 get on board a plane. And 机飞机 that's plane. 牌 is a 牌子. It can be a pass. It can be a
牌子. What does this mean?
牌子 is basically a badge, a plate, something that is a hard copy of a certificate that you can take to show people that you're allowed to do certain things. So 登机牌 boarding pass.
I see. And then 您的 this is your, right? 航班
航班
flight. And then 将在. So I guess 将 is will and 在 is at, right?
Yeah, 将 is suggesting something is about to happen, whereas 在 is at a place. So if we say 飞机将要起飞, the plane is about to take off. 飞机将要在8点起飞. The plane is about to take off at 8 o'clock. And you shorten it a little bit. You say 将在 will at.
Will at. Okay. 半小时. So 小时 is an hour and 半 is like half, right?
Yep.
So half an hour. 后开始. So 开始 is it means to start, right?
Yes.
And then ho is after.
Yeah, so instead of saying after half an hour it will take off, we say it will at half an hour later take off. That's kind of like the order.
And then 登机 is again, that's boarding, right?
Yes, boarding. So, well, yeah, it's not about taking off. It's about it will open to boarding.
Okay.
In half an hour.
And then 祝您 is wish you, and then 旅途愉快.
That's a sad phrase.
Okay, so that's happy. I know 快 is happy.
Yeah, 愉快 happy.
And then a journey or a trip? Or?
Exactly.
Okay.
旅途 would be 旅 is 旅行, stands for 旅行, so travel or trip. And 途 is the journey. 途 is the distance you're covering. So 旅途愉快. Bon voyage.
Bon voyage, okay.
祝您旅途愉快.
愉快. How?
That's basically the conversation. I know we're throwing a lot of new words at you. It can be a little bit complicated. And also some of the words are exactly the words you're going to use in an airport and not anywhere else. But still, considering how much we love traveling and we want to be able to have carry-ons as well as luggage to check, it is a nice conversation to grasp.
Oh yeah, it's very important. I have to go over it a few more times for sure.
So how about we try the conversation now?
If you're the
Flight
airline,
attendant.
yeah,
Yeah,
if you're
I'll
the
be
flight
nice.
attendant, we can
I
do it.
will be fast. 你好，欢迎乘坐中国国际航空公司的航班，请出示机票和护照。
好的，给你。
请问你有行李要托运吗？
没有。 我只有一件随身行李。
好的，这是您的登机牌，您的航班将在半小时后开始登机，祝您旅途愉快。
好的。
You're listening to Takeaway Chinese with myself, Niuniu and Tony. We would love to hear from you. Send us your thoughts via email to learnchinese@cri.com.cn. Coming up next, let's learn more words and expressions about traveling and also discuss our favorite ways of travel. Don't go away, so you will take some Chinese away. Welcome back to Takeaway Chinese. I'm Niuniu, joined by Tony. Tony, do you know why I picked Air China in the conversation? There's a reason.
Because it's the national airline?
It's the national airline. And also, it's the airline that you can actually go on board, enjoy a nice flight, and find Takeaway Chinese on the plane. You can listen to Takeaway Chinese.
Oh, really?
Exactly. It's in their database.
Look at you. Niuniu is on Air China flights.
You too. Not only I myself, you're in it too. And
I got a little secret about Air China. I used to teach them English.
Ooh, see, we all have special connections.
All of their flight attendants, it was a wonderful class.
Oh, that's very nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, apparently we would hope that you guys, when you're traveling with Air China, you can go to their media selections and find out Takeaway Chinese, have a nice flight, and learn some Chinese language.
It's pretty awesome.
It's pretty awesome. And while we are on the subject of airlines, do you need any more vocabularies?
I think, vocabulary is important. Like, for example, customs and the gate and first class, economy class. And
oh, yeah, that is a good one.
All that
because
kind of stuff.
You always have to choose and always have to find out. Because I think the economy class and business class, as well as
huge difference.
First class, would have different boarding entrance.
Oh, yes.
And just,
completely different experience. Your life is completely different after you go into business class.
Really?
Yes, you hate economy class after that.
Oh, okay. So before, hating economy class, let's learn about the words we're going to hate. 经济舱.
经济舱. This is economy, right?
Economy class. So instead of saying class, which is kind of like a standard or a level or
a level of rating people, yeah.
We say 舱. 舱 is basically the capsule. So the area. So we don't say you're an economy class person. We just say, it's the economy class capsule that you need to get in.
You're in the economy cabin.
Yeah, economy cabin. So 经济舱.
经济舱.
And the thing you're gonna love, the business class. 商务舱.
商务舱.
Yes, so 商务 is business. And of course, 经济 is economy. 头等舱.
头等? This is first.
First class. So 头 is your head. 等 is, sorry to say, level. So it's
head
the
level.
Head level, the top level.
The best of the best.
头等舱. Yep, first class.
Yeah,
best of the best.
you're running the show. I've never done first class, but I've done
Me
business, and business was amazing. It was like, after that, you were just like, oh, it's if you've never experienced it, then you'll never know. But when you have, it's
I've never experienced.
I mean, the seat reclines.
Don't tell me. I don't want to hate economy class. I will have to travel economy class. 经济舱挺好的.
So different.
I don't want to know. I don't want the comparison.
How do you say I hate? So 我不喜欢.
You can say 我不喜欢, or 讨厌.
我讨厌经济舱.
Don't hate it. 不要讨厌经济舱. 经济舱很便宜.
便宜?
Cheap. Bargain.
Yeah.
Cost you less. Very important.
对的.
And another thing that I think you might need would be 行李提取处.
This is where you get your bags, right?
Yep.
Baggage claim.
Exactly. So 行李 we know is bags, baggage. And 领取 is to claim, to get yours. 处 is a place.
Right.
So 行李提取处, you can say 行李提取处在哪儿? Where is the baggage claiming?
Could we say 行李领取地方?
You can. People will understand.
Yeah.
It's not as sophisticated, but people will understand.
Okay. I'm a foreigner. Maybe it'll make them smile.
It'll be good. And also, when you're flying or purchasing your ticket, you might want to make it sure that you're getting a return ticket or a one-way ticket. And a one-way ticket would be 单程票.
单程票.
Yes, so 单 is single, 程 is trip. So a single trip, one-way 票 ticket.
Okay.
Whereas a return ticket would be 返程票.
返程票.
返 is 返回, return to a certain place. 返程票. So these are some words, and I think some of those words are, I would say, active vocabulary you need in your head. You want to say this out loud so that the flight attendant or people working in the airport would be able to understand your questions. Some of them are rather passive vocabulary. You need to be able to understand the key words.
Okay.
For example, if they're saying 半小时后登机, you know, oh, in half an hour I can prepare for boarding the plane or something.
Okay.
And if they ask you, 你要托运行李还是只有随身行李? Do you want to check your luggage or something? You would be able to understand. So for first-time listeners or for those who are not familiar with the vocabulary in this area, I would suggest you to listen to the podcast several times so that you can make a distinction between the passive words and the active words. And you practice them so that you would be able to communicate with people working in the airport.
Can I ask you a question based
Sure.
off of this vocabulary? So can I say 这个机票有经停吗?
这个机票有经停吗? That's a good one. 经停. You can totally ask that. That is a really good question and a totally correct Chinese sentence. 这个机票有经停吗? Or 这个航班有经停吗? 经停 here is basically
like the layovers.
A layover.
Or stopover, yeah.
A place that you stop first and continue to. Sometimes I would say, especially when it's business trips, I stop paying attention to whether or not there's a layover. And when there is, I'm like, surprised. So it's funny.
Really?
I like 直飞的航班. 我喜欢直飞的航班.
直飞的航班.
We know 直 is straight.
Yeah, the direct flights.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the only way to travel. All this stopping over is like
look at you having a luxurious kind of lifestyle. Hating the economy class.
I used to work in the airline.
Not want a layover.
I used to be in the airline industry, so I used to be able to get onto those business flights. It's really nice.
Oh, are you still having the connections? Can I experience it?
I wish I did. That would be amazing. And I one of these days I may get back in the industry because those flight benefits were legendary.
Totally worth it, huh?
Oh, yes.
So in the sense, I would assume that you are a flight lover, right? You love flying. You love traveling with.
Of course. You meet some amazing people on the flights. Even though you only know them for an hour, you can meet some really interesting people.
I think that's the best kind. You know you are going to never see this person ever in your life. You sit with them, you start talking, and the conversation goes deep and deep and deeper, and you say things to them you would never say to people you meet in life.
Well, yeah, because you don't have to worry about it coming back to you.
No.
But, yeah.
It's a fun way to travel.
It is. It is. It was a really cool time.
Do you like any other transportation means?
I like buses, actually.
Oh, really?
When I was living abroad in Korea, I would sometimes take buses to different, I guess you can call them provinces. And it would be pretty long, but it would be really nice. You could see the country, and it was just this really nice road trip.
When it comes to buses, I have 3 words I'd like to share.
All right.
The easiest one sounds even like buses. You can say 巴士.
巴士?
Yeah. That's buses. So if you say that, people will understand, and it's really easy because, you know, similar pronunciation.
So if you want to say bus ticket, so would you say 巴票?
You say 巴士车票.
巴士
车票.
票.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's an easy one. And then if you want to be more official and a little bit more sophisticated, you say 公共汽车. It's precisely public cars. So a bus. 公共汽车, public cars.
公共
汽车
Oh, 汽车
And another one which is more specific would be 长途汽车 long distance cars. That's the one you use to travel among cities, among different even provinces.
Yeah.
Because you mentioned when you were in Korea, you used them to travel.
Yes.
And I think it's very nice. On buses, I'm not the buses kind of girl because I get vertigo, I get car sick, motion sickness a little. So I don't particularly like buses, but I really like trains. 我喜欢火车。火车 Yes, I think trains are really nice. They're very stable. They won't give you any car sickness. And on 火车, most often you can have the plugs and, charge all your items and you don't have to worry about turn off your phone. And mostly 火车 has shorter waiting time, shorter, let's say, security check, 安检. Yeah, 安全检查 security check, 安检. So yeah, I prefer 火车. And on that note, I hope our dear listeners would be able to share with us what is your favorite transportation means. And if you can do that in Chinese in a common area, that would be the best. And that brings us to the end of today's Takeaway Chinese. I'm Niuniu with Tony here in the studio.